conversation with my dearest pal. For until I have had my early cup of tea and have brooded on life for a bit absolutely undisturbed, I'm not much of a lad for the merry chit-chat. So Jeeves, very sportingly, shot Cyril out into the crisp morning air and didn't let me know of his existence till he brought his card in with the bohea. "And might what all this be, Jeeves?" I said, giving the thing the glassy gaze. "The gentleman has arrived from England, I understand, sir. He called to see you earlier in the day." "Good Lord, Jeeves! You don't mean to say the day starts earlier than this?" "He desired me to say he would return later, sir." "I never heard of him. Have you ever heard of him, Jeeves?" "I am familiar with the name Bassington, sir. There are 3 branches of the Bassington family. The Shropshire Bassingtons, the Hampshire Bassingtons, and the Kent Bassingtons. England seems pretty well stocked up with Bassingtons. Tolerably so, sir." "No chance of a sudden shortage, I mean, what?" "Presumably not, sir." "What sort of specimen is this one?" "I could not say, sir, on such short acquaintance." "Will you give me a sporting 2-to-1, Jeeves, judging from what you have seen of him, that this chappie is not a blighter or an excrescence?" "No, sir. I should not care to venture such liberal odds." "I knew it. Well, the only thing that remains to be discovered is what kind of a blighter he is." "Time will tell, sir. The gentleman brought a letter for you, sir." "Oh, he did he?" I said, and grasped the communication. And then I recognized the handwriting. "I say, Jeeves, this is from my Aunt Agatha." "Indeed, sir." "Don't dismiss it in that light way. Don't you see what this means? She says she wants me to look after this excrescence while he's in New York. By Jove, Jeeves, if I only fawn on him a bit, so that he sends back a favourable report to headquarters, I may yet be able to get back to England in time for Goodwood. Now is certainly the time for all good men to come to the aid of the party, Jeeves. We must rally round and cosset this cove in no uncertain manner." "Yes, sir." "He isn't going to stay in New York long," I said, taking another look at the letter. "He's headed for Washington, going to give the nibs there the once-over, apparently, before taking a whirl at the diplomatic service. I should say we can win this lad's esteem and affection with a lunch and a couple of dinners, what?" "I fancy that should be entirely adequate, sir." "This is the jolliest thing that's happened since we left England. It looks to me as if the sun were breaking through the clouds." "Very possibly, sir." He started to put out my things, and there was an awkward sort of silence. "Not those socks, Jeeves," I said, gulping a bit, but having a dash at the careless offhand tone. "Give me the purple ones." "I beg your pardon, sir." "Those jolly purple ones." "Very good, sir." He lugged them out of the drawer as if he were a vegetarian fishing a caterpillar out of the salad. You could see he was feeling deeply. Deuced painful and all that, this sort of thing, but a chappie has got to assert himself every now and then. Absolutely. I was looking for Cyril to show up any time after breakfast, but he didn't appear. So towards 1 o'clock I trickled out to the Lambs Club, where I had an appointment to feed the Wooster face with a cove of the name of Caffin I'd got pally with since my arrival, George Caffin, a fellow who wrote plays and what-not. I'd made a lot of friends during my stay in New York, the city being crammed with bonhomous lads who one and all extended a welcoming hand to the stranger in their midst. Caffin was a bit late, but bobbed up finally, saying that he had been kept at a rehearsal of his new musical comedy, Ask Dad, and we started in. We had just reached the coffee when the waiter came up and said that Jeeves wanted to see me. Jeeves was in the waiting room. He gave the socks one pained look as I came in, then averted his eyes. "Mr. Bassington has just telephoned, sir." "Oh?" "Yes, sir." "Where is he?" "In prison, sir." I reeled against the wallpaper. A nice thing to happen to Aunt Agatha's nominee on his first morning under my wing. I did not think. "In prison?" "Yes, sir. He said on the telephone that he had been arrested and would be glad if you could step round and bail him out." "Arrested? What for?" "He did not favour me with his confidence in that respect, sir." "This is a bit thick, Jeeves." "Precisely, sir." I collected old George, who very decently volunteered to stagger along with me, and we hopped into a taxi. We sat around at the police station for a bit on a wooden...